Instagram, wherever you're consuming this piece of content. Welcome to my first YouTube video. So over the next 5 videos on my channel, we're going to really dig into developing a social media strategy. So I'm really just going to start with this piece of content because I've got quite a lot of information here, and I didn't know what else to start with. So we're really going to be diving deep into developing a social media strategy, and specifically in today's video, we're really going to deal with what are the benefits of actually having a social media strategy. So why don't you just post anything on social media and see how your community engages with it? Why is it important to have an actual strategy when it comes to your social media? That's what we're talking about today. So there are really 4 big benefits with having a social media strategy. The first one is really just expanding your marketing efforts, increasing your brand awareness, helping to attract buyers, and then just driving word of mouth. Now, the lovely thing about social media is that it gives your brand, your business, you as a personal brand, the ability to directly engage with your customer. I think we live in an age where now we're able to leverage social media and we're able to just build that trust, that relationship, that loyalty, because we're able to directly engage with our consumers. And one of the main aspects that we really look at when it comes to building your social media strategy is the buyer persona. So what is a buyer persona? And I think it's very important to have one. So a buyer persona is essentially your ideal customer, your ideal audience. Like, what are the characteristics of the person who you ideally want to buy your product, to use your service, to engage with your content? Is he you need to know everything from age, demographic, income if you can, likes, interests, everything, right? So is he a middle-aged man who works in the corporate space, who goes surfing when he's on holiday, has a family of whatever, is married, uses an iPhone? You need to be as detailed as you can about this buyer persona, because what this helps you with is when you have this detail, when you have the buyer persona, you can be extremely targeted when it comes to your content and your ad copy and your ad creative, because you only want to engage and you only want to show whatever advertisements you're running to this particular individual. So it's so helpful, it's so crucial to have a buyer persona, that ideal candidate, that ideal customer. What does that person look like for your business? What does that person look like, for your personal brand that you're trying to build your audience? Very important to know and have a buyer persona. Now, another key thing, apart from just the demographics when it comes to your buyer persona, is to understand the psychographics. So what are psychographics? Psychographics are kind of pieces of information that aren't that readily available in terms of data. So it could be everything from what websites they frequent, what pages they like. So it's information that you acquire that really helps you differentiate yourself from your competitors, because you've got information that's very critical. Like, if you know what pages your buyer personas frequent, that makes targeting that much easier. So that's very important. So what else are we going to be really dealing with in this segment when it comes to helping you develop your social media strategy? So the first thing that we're really going to tackle is explaining and defining each and every single one of the social media channels. So each channel is unique, each channel has its own native language, and the way that you storytell on each platform is not going to be the same. So you might have the same content, but the manner in which you distribute, or the manner in which you publish that creative, is going to vary from platform to platform. So we're going to dig deeper into what social channels are they, how do they differ, and how then do I customize my creative for each specific distribution. We're going to deal with developing a social content strategy. You need to have a content strategy. You cannot just take, create some pieces of creative and just post them and publish them on every single platform. That's not how it works. That's not going to drive results. So we're going to dig deeper into developing a social content strategy. We're going to look at the impact of social listening and social engagement. How does actually sitting down and just detaching yourself a little bit from your content and your strategy and just looking at your competitors, listening to what your competitors are doing, listening to what your audience is saying, engaging with your audience, how does that help? How does that affect your business? We're going to learn and we're going to just dive deeper into identifying key metrics. You need to be able to utilize metrics in order to just measure the performance of whatever campaigns you're running, whatever your social media program entails. You need to be able to identify the key metrics that are going to be utilized in order to help you gauge your performance. And lastly, we're just going to look at how do we then integrate, our social media into all of our other inbound marketing efforts. So there's quite a lot that we're going to be dealing and unpacking in this particular segment when it comes to developing your social media strategy. And that's it for this particular video. We've outlined the main benefits of having a social media strategy. We've outlined, the importance of the buyer persona, and in the next couple of videos, we're going to go a lot deeper in terms of our content. So thank you for tuning into this video. Hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.